Hi, welcome to my first Flosstube. My name is Tony, and as you'll see by the name of my YouTube channel, Someone's Crazy Aunt, because I am someone's crazy aunt, several people's crazy aunt, and you'll also see I already have subscribers, but that's because I have an existing channel. My channel today, I do subscription boxes, unboxings, I do little chit chats, I do just a lot of different little things, and I've expanded because I retired in January, right before the virus that shall not be named came about. And somewhere in watching YouTube channels, I came across a Flosstube, and I thought, I used to cross stitch a long time ago, like 30 years ago, and maybe I should take that up again. I think I have some floss somewhere, and I used to have some pattern books because I'm a bit of a craft hoarder. Any craft I ever tried, I still have stuff from. So I came up here to what's my office and all my leftover crafty stuff that I haven't looked at in forever and a day. And I found some stuff, and I thought, oh, okay, it's all the same. Well, let me tell you what's the same 30 years later in the cross-stitch arena. Everybody still makes little X's in material with little holes. That's it. That's the only thing that's the same. Everything else has changed. Everything. First of all, I want to go over that. Wait, I have notes. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. I wrote notes because I figured this might be long. And let me get the obligatory who is your needleworker type of questions, who I can't remember the specific questions, but basically, as I said, my name is Tony. I live in Texas. Specifically, I live in San Antonio. I've been here, oh goodness, going on 30 years. Originally from Dallas. I've been married for, come next month, 36 years. No kids, no grandkids, 2 dogs. Like I said, I recently retired, so that's it about me as far as that. Well, the last time I cross-stitched, I was much younger. So, let me see. Okay, so like I said, everything has changed. Everything has changed. Let me talk about the first thing that I noticed, because I started watching all these Flosstube videos. I want to know, someone tell me, who was the marketing genius who said, oh, monogamous stitching, that will never work. Nope. When I did cross-stitching the first time, you went to Michael's, or you went to the Ben Franklin or the Five and Dime, or whoever sold, and there weren't that many kits, but they had the little charts and stuff. You bought your little chart, or you bought your little book, or you bought your little kit if you had the money. You took it home. You did your chart. You finished your piece. You framed your piece or whatever you were going to do, and then you went back to Michael's or wherever and got another kit. But no. Apparently, someone got smart and said, well, we're not going to make any money this way. This is what we're going to do. We're going to convince everybody they need to have lots of things, and we'll call them works in progress. Yeah, we'll call them whips for short, because that sounds cool. Actually, it sounds a little weird when you first hear it from some nice lady from, Pennsylvania or somewhere saying she wants to go over her whips. But I soon realized that meant works in progress. And that doesn't matter if the work in progress is a month old or 20 years old. Apparently, it's still a work in progress. And then that way, you can buy as much as you want. And it's okay. And if you never get to it in your entire lifetime, it's okay because they're all works in progress. So somebody was very smart. Of course, other things have changed. There was not an internet when I did this the first time. There was not Facebook. There were not apps on your phone. Your phone was what was at your house. There were no cell phones. So all this thing about having Facebook groups and having SALs, which I had to realize what that meant, that was a stitch along, which means everybody's going to work on this particular chart. And so everybody wants to buy that chart. Very smart. I'm telling you, very smart. And then you want to buy the floss. And then when I did cross stitch, there was Ada, but I think everybody called it Aida, like the opera, but it's Ada. We'll go with Ada. There was Hardinger, which I know they use for other purposes, but that was like the alternative to Ada. And something called Fiddler's Cloth. That's all I knew about. Oh, well now, there's all sorts of stuff. It's like even weaves and linen. Oh my gosh. And it's like, a 22 count. You were proficient if you could cross stitch with 22 count. Yes, sir, you did. But no, now I got people. I'm listening to these people. I'm using a 32 count. I'm using a 36 count. I'm using a 40 count. How can you even? Okay. So that's fine. I'm cool. I'm just like it. This is how my mind has been the first month or so, getting back into this. And then, all we ever used was DMC thread or coats. Yeah, I think that was the only two. But coats was kind of cheating it. DMC. Oh. DMC. That's so 1984. Now there are overdyed threads. And then there are silks. Silk thread. What are they sewing with silk thread? And those are overdyed. They all start out white, and then they dye them. And then they put them on fancy little doodad things and twist them around, and they sell them. That's the other thing. You didn't have 20 million people selling stuff. You have whoever could get their stuff in the store. In the little, and if you happen to have a craft store, or you did stuff like that, maybe you sold it there. No, Etsy is just like full of stuff, everything, everywhere. I'm mind boggled, and now there's so many accoutrements that go along with cross stitching. When I cross stitched, used a hoop. Now, traditionally, you would use a wooden hoop, but if you were cool, you might use a plastic hoop. And if you were way into it and you got those really big dimension kits, you might have a little stand. And what is this stitching in hand business? I heard that was like everybody always said when I stitched before, never, we don't stitch in hand when doing cross stitch. That will ruin the tension. You must use a hoop. All these people stitching in hand. Like, do. Who does that? Okay, I'm just telling you, this is what 30 years, what difference it makes. I'm just telling you where I'm coming from and into what. And then everybody has these things. They have I was like, what the heck is a needle minder? You stick the needle in the cloth. Nope, you have to have a needle minder or a magnet so it holds your straight pins, your needles. I am so behind the times. I am not cool. So I'm trying to be cool. I haven't made it yet. So that's what's changed. It's all changed. It's all changed. Now they're good changes. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think they're good changes. I'm glad for variety because really that was kind of the drawback of starting back up again. And I have little visions in my head of what cross stitch was. You know what I'm talking about. You do the little round hoop, and then you put a little ribbon around it, a little ruffled eyelet ribbon. You stick it on the wall. You know, anybody that's been to their grandmother's house knows exactly what I'm talking about. Or you do a lighthouse or something, or a sampler. But now it's all sorts of stuff. It's very exciting, it really is. And it's like there's all these designers and there's all these types. And I'm listening to people on YouTube from all over the world. I never knew people all over the world did cross stitch. But there are people from the States, there are people from England, there are people from France, there are people from Russia and the Ukraine, from the Netherlands, from Paris, from everywhere doing cross stitch. It's quite amazing. It's just fun. And you become addicted. It's like I can't cross stitch now because I'm watching you Flosstube videos. And everybody has sort of a different style, a different thing they like. So I've there's some people I've seen like, and they all use there's jargon. There was not jargon before. So I know now about whips, and I know about sows. People kept talking about Haigs. I was like, Hague? Are they saying Hague? Are they talking about the place in Europe? No, they're saying Hague. I'm like, what the heck is a Hague? I don't know what a Hague is. Finally, I figured it out because somebody said heaven and earth design. Oh my gosh. Who does stuff like that? They're huge. It's every full coverage, little teeny tiny X's to make like paintings practically. I mean, I'm seeing people, I have dogs, can you tell? Standing up with something that's huge. That's so different. So different. So, I'm just telling you what's different. So you see where I'm coming from. So, let's see. Yeah. I wrote down here, it's a bit overwhelming. It is a bit overwhelming. All of a sudden, I am so behind the times. I am so not with it with what it's about. I thought it would be like, this month I'm working on this lovely cross stitch of a puppy. No, people are pulling out 15, 20 things they're working on at the same time. How can you do that? How can you do that? I don't understand. Okay. I just want to make sure I cover everything. So you see where I'm coming from. I have not lost my mind. And there's online stores. And they do videos. Now this has been very helpful. Because, you get to see a lot of different things. You get to see kits and you get to see how different people use different thread. And, maybe they use a silk floss. Maybe they still use a cotton floss. Maybe they use an over-dyed floss. Oh, and instead of this color of fabric, I'm using this color of fabric. And it's very nice because really, truly, You know, it's like, here's the chart. It says use these threads, these colors, this material, and I would go out and buy this floss and this material and these colors. I don't have to do that. It's mind-boggling. Okay. And there's all different types of people on YouTube. I mean, mother-daughters. There are people that all they seem to do are giant heids. There are people that just seem to all do samplers. People that do a variety of things. You've got these like specialized designers like Mirabella and all these beautiful women with beading and all this stuff. I don't remember any of this existing. I mean, all I can remember are dimension kits, leisure arts, Bucilla, whatever it was called, and that was it. Now, there's all sorts of things. So I'm like on overload. And then there are stores. I started watching Fat Quarter Shop because it's really just up the road from me here in Texas. And they're showing all this stuff. And it's like amazing. And I could like spend all my money, which would not be a good thing because I'm retired now, so I have to be careful. But, let's see. Oh, and the styles. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. I am not a big fan of samplers. Like, you know, here's what Little Susie did in 1864. Or primitives. I'm just, you know, where all the little ladies are standing like this. And then there's little flowers with, like, little stuff. I'm not really into that. That's a little too fussy for me. But there's all this modern stuff. I found Satsuma Street. I love that. It's very, you know, sort of modern, mid-century, bright colors. Not fussy, but really pretty. That's great. That's something I would love. I already have 2 patterns. Yeah. I already started buying. That's another problem. Now, maybe I'll talk about this more in another video because I started out, I thought, okay, I'm going to start back out. I need something simple because I haven't done this in 30 years. And I found, I didn't want to spend money. So I found a kit on AliExpress. I know. But, you know, it was like $4.50. It was very simple. I thought, I can do this. And long story short, I found out that I do not have the same eyes I had 30 years ago. I used to do counted cross stitch on the bus going to and from work. There I am, jumping. I got the kit home. I could not see. I could not see the holes. I spent 45 minutes trying to thread a needle. And these are progressives, okay? I should be able to thread a needle. I could not. So that's a whole other story about all the stuff I had to do and figure out because I thought, I'm going to start this out and I'm not going to be able to do anything because I can't see. So, you know, things change after 30 years. But I think I have it figured out. And, but I'm starting out slow. So if you're waiting for where I show you the 20 whips I have, or I saw a couple of younger folks with really good eyesight say, I just started a month ago and I have 2 heids that I'm waiting on. I'm going to start. I'm like, do you really want to start with something like that? I do not. I do not. No. First of all, I didn't have as much stuff as I thought I had, but I had a little bit, and I'll show you that. I'm going to do, mostly what I have are a couple of things in progress and some haul, because I'm telling you, whoever that marketing person was, now then it's like, oh yeah, you can buy everything you want. Now it's like it sucks you in. It sucks you in. Because in my mind, if I see it and I like it, in my mind, I've done it. Even though I haven't done it, I've done it in my head. And it's very misleading. And I'm 63. I don't have 50 years to get all this done. I got a good 10, 15 years before the visions really shine. So I have to pace myself. So, anyway, that's where I'm at. So I may be different than Flosstubers that get on here and have been stitching for 30 years straight. I just haven't stitched in 30 years. I am enjoying it now that I'm kind of got things together, and that's why I decided I would go ahead and do a Flosstube series. I don't know how long it will last, but this is number 1. So let me go get what I have, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. One more thing. I knew there was something. Project bags. We never had project bags. You had the bag from Michael's. You put all your stuff, you left it in that bag. You carried around that bag. You took it with you on the bus. That's where you did your cross stitch. That's where you took the little bag from Michael's. But no, not now. Now you have to have a project bag for everyone. It has to be cute. And little zippers and little cellophane for clear centers, or embroidered, or like quilted. I don't quilt. I am what they call spatially challenged. Patterns throw me off. So what I did, in lieu of project bags, is I went to Walmart and got a letter size document holder. This is called Stitching on the Cheap. Maybe that's what I'll call it. If I get my own, I'll call it Stitching on the Cheap, because I really am cheap. And it's worked okay. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to have some project bags, and I'll get some eventually, but you have to have project bags if you're working more than one item, because you can't throw everything in the Michael's bag, because it will get confusing. I'm telling you, I want to know who was the marketing genius. Who was it? Who was it? Okay. So like I told you, I had a stash of stuff, but it wasn't much. It was a stash of, the stuff I had from 30 years ago. I'm going to show you what I had. By the way of charts. Yeah. Now I had the obligatory alphabet. Reverse side. I had the instructions. Of course, I don't have the reverse side. I have page 4. There are no instructions. Anyway, I have that because everybody had an alphabet. This is how old I am. Bread cloths for Christmas. Raise your hands, kids, if you don't even know what a bread cloth is. That's what I thought. Yeah, I got this at Crafts, etc. It was a Leisure or Arts leaflet, I believe, by Carol Emmer. And I think this is dated 1989. But, oh, I can't show you. And that was the other thing I didn't know about the whole, you can't show the charts, but I understand why. But here's the, I mean, they're very cute. It makes a cute little Christmas present. So, I made your grandma and make some of these. She'll just think you're the best thing in the world. Now, back when I did this, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't get free PDFs. You might have somebody that would print you a copy, or they would tear off sheets. Those were your free patterns. So here's like one that said Special Mom on it. And on the second page, told you what threads to get. This one was a free pattern that you got off. They would have little racks at Michael's with a free pattern, and you could pull off a free pattern. Or you went, somewhere like that. That's now. I spend my whole life downloading stuff, but my printer doesn't work right now. So, same thing with this. This was you can tell that this was a sort of a printed, old-timey printers. Now, what I had that was, let's see, I had this thing. I never did even touch this thing. I don't know that I would touch this thing today. It was a Christmas stocking. It was a Charles Ross's Victorian Christmas stocking. Had French knots, back stitching. I loved back stitching when I did cross stitch. Loved it. I still like it. I don't mind back stitching. It makes it feel finished to me. Although now I think they've gotten more sophisticated with the shading that you don't really need back stitch. I mean, that was the whole purpose of back stitch. This is from 1982, but it's huge. This, this would have been a big stocking. I don't know what the finished size was on this. Anyway, this is what I had. Now, what I have left, I had a book that was actually fairly nice. Oh, here it is. I mean, this is what you would go do. So this was called The Nestling. It's by Carolyn Shores Wright. I don't know if these are like well known or who. This I got, this was book 28 of the Country Cross Stitch series. It was $4.50, but I got it at Michael's for 85 cents. A steal. And it was from 1985. So, out of that, let me show you where to go. I remember I made my mom this right here. It's a lot of what you call confetti now. What a cute name to say pain in the butt, too many colors in one spot. So it was real pretty, but that nest was a old booger. And I made a little, I put it in a little wooden box and everything. I think my sister has it now. And I think I had started to do this one because what I found, let's see if I've got it. Yeah. So I guess I can count this as a whip. It's 30 years old. Can I still count it as a whip? I still have a thread hanging from it. What are these little birds? Those cute. They're cute. So I thought, oh, I can finish this because I have the book. Guess what page is missing? The one for this pattern. So I did decide to do one out of here because I knew the colors I had were probably from this from when I was working in this book, because you would buy a book and you would work a bunch of things in the book. So I'm doing this one right here, which is a little birdie. I thought, let me start simple. So I have been trying to do this, and I had this cloth already, the stitching in hand, and actually I like that. It's not bad. I don't mind this at all. So I need to have to do the bird. I haven't done the bird part, but I've done the tree branch and the leaves, and as you'll see, I did the back stitching because it just looked disjointed without it. So I was glad to know I could still remember how to do this because, like I said, I'm going to tell you the story of the fiasco I had when I first tried getting back into this. So I plan on finishing that, and that'll be my first finish, and maybe I'll get to show it to you. Because one of the things I'm doing, actually, is I'm doing a Halloween stitch along. So I have that, and then I have, well, I'm showing you things. This isn't, I haven't started it, so it's not technically a work in progress, but I'm going to do it. So I have the threads. I bought the threads. I have not kitted it yet. I never said that. But it's again, Satsuma Street. I just thought it was cute. I only have 2 Halloween things, which is 2 more Halloween things than I ever had in my life. But I just like their designs. They're just so cute. So I'm going to do this one. So I need to get the little birdie done. I can't, having stuff hanging kind of bothers me. Anyway, I'm trying to embrace this new way of thinking. It's not quite working yet. Now, the second thing I have is I went to Recollections. There's a YouTuber that has a store in Nebraska. I watch her, and I saw this as one of her charts of the day. I like little bees. This was from the Bee Cottage, and it's really little. I had to buy some little. It came with some of the beads, but I had to buy a little Mill Hill. And I'd never heard of Mill Hill before. That there was this whole thing with beads and stuff, and this was more than $4.95, like that whole book was. And it was on linen. Oh my gosh. Well, I've gotten a little. I haven't done much. I did the crown, but I have to adjust to being able to do this linen because I'm just getting used to it. I don't know that I'm going to be a linen person. I think an even weave and an Aida person, I don't know. But I like the look of this for stuff that's supposed to be kind of antique-y. So I'm working on that, but I may put that away while I do all this Halloween stuff. What else do I have to show you? We'll do this later. This is how long it's been. That's why I used to use metal with the magnets as a line keeper. I remember that. Yes, indeed, I kept it because I'm on Twitter. There's some stuff I think that's all the stuff. I had started to put things in kits, and then okay, I'm going to do a separate one because I swear this was cursed or something. This wasn't, I told you I got one for $4.50 to get started with. Well, it took so long for it to come from China that I started buying all this other stuff. But it's this box. Now, it's not the stamped kind. It's a counter cross stitch, and you would think this is easy peasy. There's like one color for each little block. We'll talk about that. Wasn't pretty. Now the rest, I've kind of decided what I have to do. I keep buying things because of that. Marketing person, whoever you are, is kind of in my mind when I want to start these. Because I can't do them all right now. I just can't. So I did buy on eBay. This was used, or pre-owned, or however you want to put it. Pre-loved. That's what we say on the luxury goods side of things. When you buy something that's a used designer handbag, you say it was pre-loved. So these are pre-loved cross-stitch charts. This is called In Blue, designed by Diane Allery. And that's what it looks like. So apparently a whole series. I liked it because it looked like it was going to be a full coverage, but not be like totally whatever. With all the colors. Yikes. And whoever did this before, not to show the chart, but they piecemealed they printed out the pages and put it all together. So this must have been, because they made copies of it because the original chart's still in here. It's not huge as far as what goes on today. I think it's 4 pages. I think the original one, no, 9 pages. Stupid me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in the mood for that. Then some of these I'll go from oldest to newest. Now this one, I'll probably start in November. Another Satsuma Street, which is the Autumn Bird. Is that what it's called? Yeah. I just look at those colors. It's so pretty and it's so simple. It's not, crazy confetti stuff. There's no multiple colors, but it's just so pretty. I love it. Now I said I didn't like samplers, but when I bought that chart and the little bee chart, I got a little sampler. But there's a big old house, and it says, "Let's stay home." Okay, an interrupted by phone call. Anyway, I like houses. I don't mind houses. So that takes up a lot of room. That says, "Let's stay home, stitching happiness." So this is my answer to the pandemic long dog sampler. Oh my gosh. Those things are insane. I don't even know how you stitch that. How in the world do you stitch that? Does anybody ever finish one? I mean, it's insane. It's insanity, okay? I'm just saying, it's insanity. I don't know how much time I've yacked. Anyway, so the style I'm doing is with Stitchinista. So I haven't seen it because it won't get released until the 10th unless you happen to be doing the early. If you signed up for the whole thing, then you get it, the frame on the 3rd, and then each day in October I'll get a new little thing. I thought, that's good. It's going to help me with consistency, help me kind of figure things out, see if I can be consistent. Anyway, I yacked like so long. I've never done a video this long. My regular subscribers would shoot me. I already warned them. I said, look, Flosstube videos, you may be bored, you may not want to watch them, just skip them. And even if it's interesting to you, they're really long. People are always talking about other stuff. I'm just yakking. Anyway, that's me. I'm Tony. So hopefully next time I see you, I will have, I don't know, I'm going to do this every week because as you can see, I don't have 20 things I'm working on. But I want to have my little bird from 30 years ago, from that catalog from 30 years ago, finished, and finishing. Did I mention how finishing has changed? It's so cute. There's so many cute things. That's the problem. I'm too excited, and it's too overwhelming, and it's freaked out my mind. So then I'll have the two. To me, the two Halloween ones. The one I can start the frame. Both of them have a frame, so I'll start on those, and then I'll go from there. Some of the other, the little bee on the linen, I may just wait on that because it's pretty and it's a little tiny, and maybe I'll get back to it in between stuff. But it's just I have to concentrate on the linen thing. Anyway, let me know what you think. Tell me, shut up, girl, whatever. Hopefully we'll have fun. I will be doing some unboxings. I signed up for what they call a club, a couple of clubs on Fat Quarter Shop. That we call them subscription boxes. So I'm getting a quarterly cross stitch one. I should get it next week probably. I will unbox that. I know how to do that. And there's some other stuff to do in between, because I'm not going to be the fastest person you've ever had on here. So, that's why I call this it's like Flosstube for the rest of us that aren't getting 20 things done at the same time. So, I hope this was okay. And I will talk to you guys later. I hope you'll subscribe to my little Flosstubes. And go back and look at my other types of videos if you want to see what types of things I've done. And subscribe. Eventually, I'll put all the Flosstubes in their own playlist. And number them like everybody does. So that's it. Leave a comment, say hi, tell me what you do, what kind of stitching you do. Do you have a Flosstube channel? Do you have a favorite Flosstube channel that I should go check out? Because there are hundreds of them, apparently. And I'll talk to you guys later, and I'm happy to be here. Bye-bye.